Have you ever wondered what it takes to survive 125 days in the wild when every day brings a new danger? What happens when speed, intelligence, and patience become the only way to stay alive? And if two completely different birds face the same journey of growth and survival, which one would truly dominate? Welcome back to Echoes of the Wild. Today, we're following an incredible journey, 125 days of growth, danger, survival, and the daily battle for existence. This isn't just about strength. It's about adaptation, instincts, and making the right move at the right moment. This is a story that unfolds over 4 months of relentless pressure, where the sky and the forest become arenas of life and death. Here on Echoes of the Wild, we don't just watch nature. We step inside the struggle, the strategy, and the silent victories that happen when no one is cheering. From the very beginning, survival starts with vulnerability. An osprey enters the world with almost nothing except instinct. Small, dependent, and completely reliant on protection and food. Every day matters. Every meal matters. But the wild doesn't wait for anyone. In the nest, high above the water, the newborn osprey is nothing more than a ball of gray fluff. Its eyes are barely open. Its legs, which will one day lock onto slippery fish with the force of a vice, can barely hold its own weight. The parents take turns guarding and hunting, but danger is everywhere. A single eagle passing too close, a raccoon climbing the nesting platform. Even a sudden storm could end everything. Here on Echoes of the Wild, we follow every single day of this transformation. On the other side, the crow begins life with a completely different advantage. Not power, but intelligence. While many creatures depend only on strength, crows observe, learn, and adapt faster than most people expect. The crow chick hatches in a well-hidden nest, woven tightly into the fork of an ancient oak. Surrounded by siblings, it learns immediately that the loudest gets the food. But soon something else emerges: curiosity. While the osprey waits for food to be brought, the crow starts examining its own nest, pecking at twigs, watching the direction of the wind, memorizing the face of its parents. Intelligence doesn't arrive later. It is present from the first breath. As the days move forward, growth changes everything. Day 15. The osprey chick has doubled in size. Its downy fluff is now being replaced by darker feathers. The sharp curve of its beak becomes more defined. When the parent lands on the edge of the nest with a fresh fish, the chick doesn't just beg, it watches. It watches how the fish is held, how the parent tears the meat, how the talons adjust position. These are the first lessons, not taught with sound but with example. Every meal is a masterclass. Meanwhile, on Echoes of the Wild, we shift focus to the crow. Day 18. The crow chick has already left the nest. Not because it can fly perfectly, but because staying still feels like a trap. It hops from branch to branch, testing its balance. It drops a twig just to watch it fall. Then it drops a pebble. Then a piece of bark. Some people call this play. Biologists call it learning cause and effect. The crow doesn't know the word strategy yet, but it is already building the mental map that will keep it alive for years. While the osprey is still dependent on its parents for every fish, the crow is already tasting insects it found on its own. The osprey starts developing powerful wings built for distance and precision. Hunting becomes more than survival. It becomes skill. Every flight is practice. Every failure teaches something. Missing one opportunity means waiting for the next. By day 30, the young osprey is branching, hopping from the nest to nearby limbs, flapping furiously, feeling the lift under its wings for the first time. Its heart pounds. The ground looks very far away, but instinct whispers, trust the wind. It jumps. It glides 10 meters. It crashes into a bush. Then it climbs back up and tries again. That is the spirit of survival on Echoes of the Wild. The crow explores differently. Instead of rushing into danger, it studies the environment. It learns where food appears, where threats exist, and when to move. Intelligence slowly becomes its greatest weapon. By day 35, the young crow has already figured out that humans drop food near picnic tables at exactly 1 p.m. It has learned that a certain hawk hunts in the morning but rests in the afternoon. It has watched other crows mob an owl and realized that numbers create safety. This is not luck. This is learning. And on Echoes of the Wild, we believe learning is the most underrated survival tool in nature. But survival isn't just about eating. Weather changes. Unexpected dangers appear. Competition increases. Some days become harder than others. On day 42, a violent thunderstorm sweeps across the territory. The Osprey, now flying reasonably well, is caught over open water. Rain hits like needles. Wind pushes sideways. For a young bird, this is a true test. It has to angle its wings into the gusts, drop altitude to find calmer air, and resist the panic that wants to take over. It survives, but barely. And when it finally lands on a dead tree, soaked and exhausted, it understands something new. The weather is not an enemy. It is a filter. Only the prepared pass through. For the Osprey, the challenge is endurance. Flying long distances, conserving energy, and staying focused under pressure. One wrong decision can cost valuable energy. By day 55, the young Osprey is making its first serious hunting attempts. It hovers 50 feet above the water, eyes locked on the surface. Then it drops, talons extended. But the fish sees the shadow and darts away. Splash. Nothing. The Osprey climbs back up, shakes off the water, and tries again. 3 more failures. Then on the 5th attempt, success. A small mullet gripped tightly. The Osprey doesn't celebrate. It simply flies to a perch and eats. On Echoes of the Wild, we call this earned survival. For the crow, survival becomes a game of strategy. Timing, observation, and quick reactions become essential. By day 60, the crow has mastered the art of the cache. It hides food in hundreds of locations, under bark, inside crevices, buried in loose soil. But here is the intelligent part. It watches other crows watching it. If another crow sees where the food is hidden, the first crow will return later, move the food, and hide it somewhere else. This is not instinct. This is tactical thinking. This is the difference between surviving and thriving. As the journey reaches deeper into the 125 days, something interesting happens. The gap between power and intelligence starts becoming smaller. The Osprey grows stronger. Its wingspan now approaches 5 feet. Its talons can lock shut with enough force to crush a small fish instantly. Its eyes have adapted to see-through water distortion, compensating for refraction better than any human-made lens. When it dives now, it is not clumsy or hesitant. It is a missile, precise, fast, deadly. On day 80, the Osprey catches 3 fish in one morning. It eats one and ignores 2 others. This is not hunger anymore. This is abundance earned through skill. The crow grows smarter. By day 90, it has learned to recognize individual human faces. Studies have shown that crows remember people who have threatened them and will teach their offspring to scold those same people years later. But this crow has also learned positive association. It follows a farmer who often drops corn. It waits near a specific bridge where fishermen clean their catch. It has even learned to crack nuts by dropping them on a road and waiting for cars to run over them. Yes, really. And on Echoes of the Wild, we have to ask, is that intelligence or genius? Suddenly, survival is no longer about who is bigger. It becomes about who adapts better. There are moments of success. On day 95, the Osprey catches a fish so large it struggles to lift it from the water. For 30 seconds, the bird fights against the weight, wings straining, body nearly pulled under, but it refuses to let go. Finally, it rises slowly, laboriously, carrying its prize to a safe perch. That is dominance through determination. There are moments of risk. On day 102, the crow spots a hawk perched nearby. Instead of fleeing, the crow does something unexpected. It lands nearby, then mimics the sound of another hawk. The perched hawk looks around nervously, unsure of a rival in its territory. It leaves. The crow didn't win with strength. It won with deception. That is survival through imagination. There are moments where everything could change in seconds. On day 110, a wildfire threatens the territory. Smoke turns the sky orange. The Osprey, high above, sees the danger and flies toward the river, following the water to safety. The crow on the ground cannot see far, but it feels the heat changing direction. It remembers that a ravine to the east stays damp year-round. It leads a group of younger crows there. 2 different minds, 2 correct decisions. That's what makes nature so fascinating on Echoes of the Wild. No guarantees, no shortcuts, only growth through challenge. By the final stage of this journey, both have transformed. The Osprey now carries confidence built through experience. Its wings are battle-tested. Its dives are lethal. Its territory stretches for miles along the coastline. It has survived storms, predators, hunger, and fatigue. It is not the same vulnerable chick from day 1. It is an apex predator of the shoreline, respected and feared. The crow moves with calculated decisions shaped by learning. It has survived because it asked questions without words. Where is food? Where is danger? Who can be trusted? It has built alliances, stored resources, and outsmarted animals 10 times its size. It is not the loudest creature in the forest, but it might be the most effective. Different paths, different strengths, same goal: survive and keep moving forward. And maybe that's the biggest lesson here on Echoes of the Wild. Real growth doesn't happen when conditions are easy. It happens when challenges force adaptation. The osprey teaches us that persistence sharpens skill. The crow teaches us that observation sharpens the mind. Neither is better. Both are necessary. In the wild, and maybe in our own lives, the ones who last the longest are not always the strongest or the smartest, but the ones who refuse to stop learning. So now I want to ask you, the Echoes of the Wild community, which one impressed you more? The osprey or the crow? Are you inspired by the osprey's relentless pursuit, its willingness to fail over and over until success becomes automatic? Or do you respect the crow's quiet intelligence, its ability to read the world and adapt without brute force? Both are survivors. Both are champions. But which one truly dominated the 125 days? Drop your answer in the comments. Tell us why. Share your own stories of survival or growth. The best responses might be featured in a future video. And if you enjoyed this style of survival and growth content, the deep dive, the day-by-day journey, the comparison of different survival strategies, then you belong here. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to Echoes of the Wild, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next wild journey. We release new content every week, exploring the hidden battles, the quiet victories, and the incredible adaptations that make life on Earth so unforgettable. Until then, watch closely, listen carefully, and remember, every creature you see is fighting its own 125-day journey. See you in the next video, only on Echoes of the Wild.